Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So today's another session with my broken foot. So you're going to see me modify still with this blanket to help take care of the ankle and not put too much pressure on my foot. But otherwise, we're going to have a great session for our total back and hips. So let's take a moment and let's just connect with our breath and find out where our body is. Great alignment is key throughout our practice, so let's start by lifting up through the crown of the head, maybe tucking the chin in slightly so then the head is stacked over the heart and the hips. And your lower body is in whatever position is comfortable, as are the hands. Close the eyes for a few breaths. Maybe you drop the chin slightly and just relax fully. Let the shoulders hang down. Soften the space between the eyes and the jaw. Imagine drawing new energy in with each inhale. We're filling the total body, upper lungs, lower lungs, and belly. And as we exhale, we're releasing any tension we might be holding. Nice deep breaths to carry you throughout your practice. And still relaxing the eyes, keeping them closed. We'll just do an inhale and lift the shoulders a little. Exhale and relax them down. A few more breaths, just gentle lift and a big release. Keep moving up and down. Maybe focusing on relaxing them down a little bit more. Last time, inhaling up, exhale down, and then chin to chest. Drop the ear to one shoulder, and then come to center and across to the other side. Let's go back and forth. Move at your own pace. Play around with the position of your chin towards your chest or lifting towards the sky slightly. Really releasing the neck and shoulders. Completing this round, we'll go chin to chest, really let it hang down, and then back up. Inhale, lift the arms, gently open the eyes. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. Let's start by grounding through that right arm and bring the left arm overhead. Palm facing down, nice side body stretch. Head's neutral, looking up, or relaxing fully by looking down towards the earth. Remember to make your practice your own. Listen to your body and find what feels best. Length from your fingers through the arm, down the ribs, all the way to your hip. And this time we'll inhale and leave that right arm on the ground and just drop the left arm down. This time we'll fold into that left arm, right arm extends. Same three options, head's neutral, looking up, or relaxing down. Remember to bend into your elbow. Find length from your fingers through the arm, the ribs, the side body down to your hip. Let your breath be your guide. So if it ever becomes shortened, we're going to ease off. Inhale, both arms come up this time. Reach up. Length through the fingers, and then relax upper arms, forearms and palms come down. Let's just do a big hug, reach out, and then one arm under, just squeeze, reach through the shoulder blades, and then open. Other side. Pull them apart, reach around as far as you can. And we're going to repeat that. So open, and then close. Last one, open, and switch the arms. Open, extend up, reach through, and then relax all the way down. Okay, let's take a moment. Let's come onto our hands and knees, but first just stretch out your legs for a second. Bring those toes back towards your body. Relax. And then if you'd like, take a blanket and you can bring it underneath. Really great for the foot injury to keep it a little bit higher off the ground. Also, it's just nice to have that extra padding. So, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Make sure to spread your palms nice and wide. Unlock the elbows. Remember to push out of your shoulders. And we start in a nice tabletop position. Feet are relaxed. We're going to drop our belly and lift our hips as we inhale and look up. Exhaling, chin to chest, navel to spine, rounding the back. And then release. Inhale, up. Exhale, looking back. Moving with your own breath. Back and forth, just finding that movement in your spine. Let's do one more round. And then back to our tabletop position. And we'll go into child's pose if you can. I'm going to do a modified puppy pose, so arms reach out and then hips go back towards the heels. And then you can relax the arms down. You could rest your head on your mat, or you could take a block and bring it underneath. Trying to keep that weight off my foot, but still pushing those hips back. It's up to you if you want to extend through the arms, finding length through the spine and a nice stretch. Or you can relax the arms fully, still reaching out, or you could bring them by your side so your palms are facing up by your feet. Completely up to you. Try to feel the hips open and the lower back start to open as we take a few more breaths. And then we'll bring our hands back towards our shoulders. We'll press up. We're going to move our blocks or blankets to the side, and we're going to come and lay on our bellies. So we're going to take this out of the way, and we're going to come and lay down. So however you want to get there, nice and slow. Keeping your head on whichever side feels comfortable, or even resting on the forehead. Relax the upper body, have the elbows out to the side. Make sure you have a nice straight spine here. We're going to start with some little baby cobras. So make sure that the feet are about hips distance apart. We're going to come back to neutral with our head first. We're going to bring our hands by our shoulders. And we're going to lift up. just a little bit. Tiny little bit. Your elbows can even be out to the side. They don't have to be back. Just a little bit of lifting up off your mat and then lower down. Take a breath. Same thing. We're going to push out of the arms and we're just going to lift a little bit of our chest up off the mat, looking a few inches ahead, maybe a foot or so. And then we're going to release. This time, we're going to bring those palms and elbows in a little bit more. We're going to lift up a little bit more and maybe adjust so that the elbows come under the shoulders and we come up and we find length through the abdomen. We lift through the chest. We take one more breath here and then we bring those elbows out and relax down again. We're going to do one more here. Pushing up, bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Lift out, find length through the middle body. Push out of your shoulders, lift your heart, and then we're going to relax. And we're going to release the arms and turn our head to whatever side feels good. And we're going to bring our arms out to the side like field goal post or cactus, so they're bent at 90 degrees. And our palms, elbows, and shoulders maybe are close to the mat. And we're going to take our left knee and bring it towards our left elbow so that the inside of our foot is on the mat. It's a half a frog pose. So how far you bring your knee up towards your elbow is up to you. We're taking a few breaths. Now maybe you play around with the head position. Maybe it feels good to turn to the other side. But it's completely up to you. Listen to your body. Take that knee to what position is comfortable for yourself. Try to keep the hips level. Taking one or two more breaths. And then we'll release. Bring that leg back. Realign your position. And we're going to go into the other side. So maybe you turn the head and look the other way. And then right knee to right elbow. Inside of the foot is on the mat. Again, how close your elbow and knee are is completely up to you. Listen to your body. Play around with the position. Try to relax. Upper body. Feel your belly expand into the mat. Nice deep breaths. One more breath here. And then we'll come back to center. Just take a moment, maybe in a neutral head position or turning back to the other side. And then we're going to slowly come back to child's pose, releasing the lower back. So hands come to shoulders. Slowly lift up, maybe hitting a little cobra. Pushing out. And then bring your weight back. Remember, it's up to you with how far you take it. Relaxing fully. Or finding a big stretch through the arms. Focus in on that lower back. See if you can feel the expansion happening as your hips move closer towards your heels. One more deep breath here. again, hands come to shoulders. And we'll slowly come up back into that tabletop position. We're going to stay here for one moment. So if you want to bring that blanket back into position, again, using it for that height with my foot helps a lot. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to lift one arm up to the sky. So lift and lengthen. And then relax down. Couple more times, lifting up. And then release. Just thinking about opening through that middle and upper back. Let's do one more. This time we'll thread the needle through. So that palm comes across. Look up towards the sky. You can always come down and make it like in parts, coming down onto one forearm and then all the way down. Remember, if there's a blanket underneath your knees, or maybe even not, just in general, you might want to tuck a pillow or a block underneath your shoulder and your head. This helps get the stretch and helps with the alignment of our spine. We want to make sure that our hips are being brought towards the right side so that they're nice and neutral. And you have 3 options with the arm. You can have it stretched out long, you could relax it down, or reach that left arm around your back and towards your right thigh. Do what feels best. See if you can find that stretch around the outside of the shoulder blade area. See if you can relax into it and enjoy this twist of the spine. There's always the option to go back to child's pose if this feels uncomfortable. Take one more breath. And then we'll release that left arm. Bring the hand back towards your head so you can push up. And then child's pose or modified puppy pose for a few breaths. Find that length through your spine. And then come up, hands to shoulders, push up into tabletop, and then we'll do the other side. So this time, other arm comes up. Just reach up, find your flow, and relax down. Up and down. Couple more. Last one, we'll thread through. Palm to sky. Again, there's that option to go onto the forearms, then you can reach the right arm out a little and then come through. Relax down onto that left shoulder and left temple. Bring your hips towards the left side, and then right arm extends or relaxes, or even goes around your back, reaching for your left thigh. Completely up to you. Again, child's pose is always an option. It's always a great idea to tuck a pillow or blanket underneath your shoulder and your temple, helping make this position more comfortable. Take 2 more breaths. And then we draw our right hand towards our head so we can push up. And then back one more time into our child's pose. Notice how different this feels now. How your upper back is more open. The middle back more flexible. And you're feeling that lower back release and your hips fall closer to your heels. You can relax through the upper body. Take 2 more breaths here. See if you can let go of any tension. And then we're going to bring those hands towards our shoulders. Inhale and come up slowly. And then turn and come into a seated position. Take a moment. Nice and easy. No need to rush. We'll spread those legs out nice and long, making sure to move the thighs so we can find our sit bones. Remembering if it's hard to sit up tall, we can always tuck that blanket under our knees. You're going to see me use a strap here to adjust with this foot since I've been cleared to stretch it out a little bit. Hips, knees, and ankles in alignment. We start by drawing our toes back. Then we inhale and the arms come up, bringing that length through the spine. Keeping that length, we fold forward slightly and then relax the arms down. First fold might feel a little bit tight. Just try to relax into it. You can keep the focus on your lower back by bending your knees or tucking that blanket underneath. And take a couple more breaths here. Find that length, lift through the crown, and then just looking slightly ahead. And then release. We're going to take our right leg and bring it up. Remember, it's up to you. You can cross it over if that feels good. You could have it out by your calf. You could bring it up towards your hip. Where can you sit up nice and tall? Bring those left toes back and then left hand or inside of the elbow to the knee, turning and twisting. Right hand comes by your hips, diagonally pointing forward so we can relax our shoulders down. Enjoy this twist and massage of our internal organs. Check in, lifting through the crown of the head. You can look over the shoulder if it feels good, or just keep your head neutral. Wherever you are, try to relax the space between your eyes again. Release the jaw. Let those shoulders hang down even more. And then release. Come back to center and gently across to the other side. And then release. Stretch out the right leg. Left leg comes up. Same options. Where you put your foot depends on your hip flexibility. Curl back your right toes. Lift and lengthen, and then right hand or inside of the elbow to your knee. Left hand comes down by your hip, diagonally pointing forward. Lift through the crown of your head and then turn and twist. As we're here, can you feel your belly expand into your thigh? Meaning you have a nice full breath, bringing all that good energy through every inch of your body. And with each exhale, you release any tension you might be holding. Take 2 more breaths. Focus in on lifting through the crown of your head. And then release. Come back to center and across to the other side. And then release again. Stretch out the left leg. Make sure hips, knees, and ankles in alignment. Curling back those toes. Again, the option is there to lift the knees. One more fold. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, we fold forward. Again, avoid the rounding of the back. Maybe you're using a strap. Maybe your hands are at your knees or your shins. We're listening to our bodies so that we have that length through the spine while still opening through the lower body. And then release. Okay. We're going to scoot forward on our mats. Bring your hands to the side and we're going to come lay down. 3 options. Whatever's going to give you the most relaxation. You can keep your knees up to the sky with your feet on the ground. You could have your feet out to the edge of your mat and the knees in towards the center. Or you can have your feet into the center and then the knees open out to the side in a butterfly stretch. Do what feels good. Make this practice your own. You'll notice again, I'm tucking that blanket underneath to take the weight off of my foot so I can feel a little bit more relaxed. And then I'll tuck a block under the other side just to even out the hips. Wherever you are, play around with your foot position. Maybe it's the knees going back up. We're going to take a few breaths here. Because as we're in this position, I want you to feel where your breath is in your body. So maybe you place your hands on your ribs or your belly. And as you inhale, you can feel the ribs naturally expand and the belly lifts. And then as you exhale, the navel draws towards the spine. But as we lay here, can you feel your back? So instead of just filling part of your lungs, we're filling all of our lungs and we feel our back press into the mat. Those ribs are expanding. And we might be taking a deeper breath than we've ever taken before. Keeping the hands on our body will help the mind stay focused on the breath. We can always imagine we're drawing in white light and releasing what doesn't serve us. You might also feel the cool air moving in. As you breathe out, it feels slightly warmer. Just bringing our focus to our body. If the hips are feeling tense, can you imagine that your breath is moving through every part of your lungs, down to your belly, and that energy is going all the way down to the hips. And then as you exhale, you're releasing that tension from the hips. You're relaxing your face a little bit more. And you're just feeling more at ease. We'll take a couple of more breaths here. And then if the knees are open, we start by bringing the hands to the outsides of the legs so that we can bring them back. And then everyone will bring the knees in towards the chest. We'll hug them in nice and tight. And then release. Let the feet hit the ground. Let's extend the left leg. I'm going to give you a couple of options. We're going to bring that right knee towards the chest and hug it in tight. You can stay here if you'd like, or bring your hands behind your knee. And then you can kind of straighten that leg a little bit towards the sky. And then pull a little bit more. Try to relax through the upper body. Letting those hips open and expand, and we're even including that lower back as we have our foot lifted towards the sky. Now, if you know you have the flexibility, you could grab your hand to your foot and then open out to the side. For most, we're going to bend that knee and bring the hands back to the outside of the knee. Then we're going to release the left arm and just use that right hand to pull up and open to the side. Elbow tucks into the thighs. And just let your feet relax here. Use that lift of the arm to help open up the hips. Maybe you take your left hand to the hip as a cue to keep it on the mat. And then we come back to center. We switch hands, we pull up and then across to the left side so that knee goes across the body about 45 degrees. Hips pushing towards the mat so that we're getting a stretch around the right side of our hip. And then we're going to come back to center. Hands on the knee. Same options. You can stay here just pulling that knee into the chest, or hands come behind the knee, toes to the sky, and then pulling again. Up to you. Find what feels best. Listen to your body. And then bend the leg if it's up. Hug the knee into the chest and then release. Stretch that right leg out. Make sure you're nice and even from side to side. And then this time left knee lifts. Coming up, pull it in towards the chest. And then same option. If you'd like, hands behind the knee, toes to the sky. Just relaxing into it. Try to release your lower back. Focus on your breath. Your thigh might be close enough to your belly that you can feel the belly expand into it. Release the shoulders, let them relax, even though we're using the arms to pull on the leg. And make sure your feet are relaxed. Let's bend that knee. Everyone has the hands on the outside for a moment. And then right arm releases, left elbow tucks in, and we pull up and open to the left side. Taking a few breaths, right hand on your right hip to relax it down to the mat. Remember, pulling up is where we get the stretch. And then we'll come back to center. Pull in with both hands for a moment. Release the left hand and then right hand pulls across to the right side. Try to keep your left hip close to the mat. Relaxing your feet. No tension through the body, just using that arm to pull on the leg to pull it up and across. And then back to center. Knee to chest, same options, hand behind the knee, toes to the sky if it feels good. Make sure both of your feet are relaxed again. Taking 2 more breaths. And then release the hands. Pull the knee into the chest. Bring your right knee up to meet it. Hug them in tight. Rock from side to side or circle and massage your lower back. See if you can release that area. And then we're going to roll to one side. So roll over, hands on the knees, then let the top knee open. Let the hips pull and open across to the other side. Closing the knees. Top leg opens and then the weight of your leg opening pulls you across while opening up your hips. Really feel that expansion of the hips as they open as far as they can for just a moment. We'll do a couple more rounds, both sides. And then we'll come back to center. So bringing those knees in towards the chest. Hug them in tight. And then release and stretch out the legs. Nice and long. Find a neutral position with your body. Reach the arms overhead. Find length from the fingers through the front of your body all the way down to your toes. And then release. Walk your feet over to your right side. So we're going to make a banana shape with our body. Walking the feet over. Right foot crosses over the left. Reach the arms towards the right side. Right hand grabs the left wrist. See if you can find a stretch again from the fingers through the arm, down the side body to your hip, and even through your thigh this time, just like we started at the beginning of class. Take a couple of breaths. See if you can release that area. And then relax. Relax the upper body. Unwrap the legs. Go across to the other side, nice and slow. Reach those legs over, left over right, arms across to the left side, left hand grabbing the right wrist this time. Finding that big opening in this banana or crescent moon shape from the whole side body, through the legs. One more breath here, and then we'll release. Come back to center. Stretch out long from your fingers down to your toes. And then relax the body. Bring your arms into a neutral position. Spread your feet out to the edge of your mat. Realign your spine. And just take a few breaths. Relax the space between your eyes. Relax your jaw, neck, and shoulders. The hands are in whatever position is comfortable, be that on your belly or up to the sky. And we're just taking a moment to notice the difference we feel in our body. Do you feel more relaxed and at ease? As you breathe and you feel the belly expand, do you also feel that breath filling the back? Are your feet relaxed and dangling to the side? Let's take a couple more big breaths here, all the way down through the belly. Big exhale, sigh, and release. And then we start by wiggling our fingers and our toes. We roll our wrists and our ankles. One more time, feet come together, arms overhead, big stretch through the whole body. And then we release. We lift one knee and then the other. And then we lift our hips so we can roll to one side. And we pause for a breath or two. And then we use our top arm to slowly push up. Back into that seated position. We take a moment. We notice how different we feel from the beginning of our session. And we try to carry that throughout our day. Let's take a big inhale, arms up. Exhaling, hands down to the heart. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.